to hear everything that's happening. I just want to see what's going on. Okay, can we see it? All right, so let's go. I want to hear right now from Willie and Sherry Brown. Willie and Sherry Brown, come talk to us.
All right. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right. Good evening, Gold Savers Worldwide. My name is Willie Brown.
And I'm Sherry Brown.
And
we are the real Browns.
That's right.
Let's go. Man, this is an awesome opportunity just to come before you guys and to share our testimony as far as how we got started in Carrot Bars. And to take you back a little bit, my upline senior sponsor, Mr. Michael Dalco, he had reached out to me and called me on the phone, and he told me to sit down. And so I said, okay, I'm sitting. And so he said, look, he said, I know we've been in some things together. He said, but I wouldn't consider you as a friend if I did not tell you about this opportunity. I was like, well, what do you have? He's like, okay, it's Carrot Bars. He told me about the gold, and I kind of stopped him midway, and I said, well, how much is it to join? And he says free. And I said, well, what are you waiting on? Sign me up. So that was the start of my journey into Carrot Bars, not knowing that when I went to present this to my husband, that he wasn't ready. So I then called Mr. Dalco back, and I said, look, Willie Brown is not going to see this. He's not looking at it. We got a lot of things that's going on, and he's not feeling it right now. And so Mr. Dalco said, well, look, sign him up because it's free, and go ahead and get yourself positioned. I said, okay, I can do that. So it was like around March of 2014. And so I signed up for a free account, signed my husband up for a free account, and I did absolutely nothing. And Mr. Dalco would call me every now and then and say, hey, did you go to your back office? I was like, no, but maybe tomorrow. I was really waiting on my husband because I know that my husband is the head of my household. And anything that causes any kind of disruption in my household, I have to wait on him. Even though it was a free account, and some people say, well, look, it's free, go forward, go in it. But anything that's causing confusion in my household, I am going to wait, because believe me, it's going to pay off in the end. So I kept going to my husband and say, look, you need to look at Carrot Bars. In the meantime, Mr. Dalco, he wasn't pressuring me. He would call, and every now and then he'd say, you look in your back office? No, not really. So he called me one day. He said, well, look, this is what you need to do. I know you've been in a free account. This was in March of 2014. So he said, what you need to do is you need to go ahead and acquire your marketing package so that you can fall into this dual team payout. I said, well, okay. I said, look, I can't even ask Willie Brown for the money, so I'm going to have this money on my own. So it took me probably around June, July, and Mr. Dalco said, go in. At the time, there wasn't any gold in the bronze marketing package. He said, look, get you a silver package if you can, because it's gold in there. At least you'll have something to show. And I said, well, okay. So I worked my way up to that, and I got my silver package, and I waited, and Mr. Brown still wasn't seeing it. In the meantime, maybe a month or two later, I received a Carrot Bars MasterCard in the mail. So at this point, I'm calling Mr. Dalco, and I'm going, look, I just got this Carrot Bars MasterCard in the mail. And I said, what is this? Again, he said, well, that's why I told you to go look in your back office. So at this point, I'm like, okay, what's my passcode? How do I get to my back office? So he directed me on how to get to my back office. And I'm telling you guys, from me just positioning myself and acquiring a marketing package, when I went into my back office, I had over 400 people in my team. And I had my MasterCard. I had money on my MasterCard. And Mr. Dalco had to tell me that I had gold. I didn't even know I had gold already stored up in Germany. So I was like, wow, this thing is awesome. So again, I go back to my husband and approach him. And at this point, he's like, well, Sherry, I'm just not ready right now. I'm just not ready. So, I already had that money on that MasterCard. So, for me, it was like, okay, if you ain't ready, then you keep on waiting. But that's my part of the story. I'm going to let him tell his.
So I saw Karatbars, but I didn't really look at it close enough. I believe that it was probably a good program, but I just had so much going on in my life. And that's why I tell people, be patient, because people are living their lives. They're going through things. At the time, I'm in school full-time in the theology program. I'm getting ready to graduate from Ohio Christian University with a master's in theology. Yay! April 9th, the same day of the Los Angeles
celebration event.
So I'm going to graduate and then fly straight to LA for the event. But my mother wasn't well at the time, and we're working a business. We have another business we were working. So my plate was just full. There's so much going on, okay? But I'll tell you what, God has a way of getting your attention. And he put me in a desert situation around April, May, June of 2015. And so I was sitting there thinking, man, I got to do something. I got to get some income coming in. So I was about to get a job. I started putting applications out. And my wife said, you're going to take a job with ADT and work 60 hours, 50, 60 hours a week on straight commissions while you're in school? She said, why don't you just do Karatbars? I said, Karatbars? I said, what's that going to do for me? You know how men are. You know how we are. Right? I said, what's that going to do for me? She said, why don't you get on the call then and listen to them? You might learn something. So I started getting on the power calls. I started hearing what you guys were saying, that the dollar is decreasing in value. Gold is going up. I said, that makes sense. I started telling people. I sponsored 5 people that first week. Got on a call every day. Next week, I sponsored 5 more people. Got on the call the next week, sponsored 6 people, made a little bit of money. I said, okay, well, it wasn't a lot of money, but I found out the system does work.
Right.
A couple of days later, the money went up. The next week, beginning of the 4th week, 2 days in, I sponsored 2 VIPs. I was like, whoa, what happened there? I felt like I was in Vegas, y'all. I said, I got to pay this machine again. So we just kept at it. We stayed with it. We were diligent. We got on all the calls. We got on all the webinars. And we treat it like a business. If you treat it like a business, it'll take care of you like a business. It's not a hobby for us. We found a way to work it into our schedule. I mean, how hard is it? You post on your Facebook and social media in the morning. What does that take, a couple of minutes? You text your people.
Yes.
You let them know to get on the power call, and boom, people start getting on. It starts to happen. So we started doing it, and it's been the best thing. This has been the best thing. Next to marrying my wife, has been one of the best things I've ever done in my life. It's an awesome program. You guys got to do this. Oh my God, you got to do this.
And we just want to encourage you guys, if you're on this webinar and if you're a couple, if you're a team, you are one. I mean, get together, get this thing done, because that is 2 incomes in your household.
That's right. And don't wait. My waiting 8 months cost me 1,000 people. The difference between me and Sherry, she has 1,000 more people than I do. Okay. Yeah. So, hey.
But because we're one, we have 1,000 more people together.
That's right, because they're my people. Her people are my people too.
Sometimes.
We love you guys.
Love you.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Have a golden night.
Willie and Sherry Brown, how awesome is that? Oh my goodness. You know what? It's a wonderful thing when families come together to do something great for themselves and other people and all the people that they touch. Willie and Sherry Brown are hitting this thing hard, just like a lot of people around the world. And my goodness, this leaves me speechless, because I'm seeing lives change. And because of this 90-day run to freedom, lives are changing in 90 days like that. My goodness. You know what? We want to move forward. Thank you, Willie and Sherry Brown. Thank you, Woody. We want to move forward and see if Dr. Grace is still with us. Want to get her on this real quick while she's driving. And keep your eyes on the road. Keep your hands on the wheel. Dr. Grace, are you out there, Dr. Grace?
Can you hear me, sir?
I hear you. I hear you. Welcome, welcome. Give us some words. Let us hear what's going on in your life.
Well, I finally made it home. So can you see me too?
Yes, we see you perfectly. Thank you.
Good, good. Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm here in Detroit, Michigan. I'm a MD. I am a medical doctor, and Dr. Jewel Tanker is the one who introduced me to this business. So how I met her, we went to Great Faith together about 13 years ago, and she approached me about another business years ago, and I was busy building my practice at that time, and I was at the same time praying, Lord, I need more help, I need more income, and I was so focused on what was going on, I missed that opportunity. And needless to say that she made $2 million in that business. So in my quiet time, I was reflecting on that missed opportunity. So I said, man, Lord, if I ever get another chance to work with her, I don't care what it is, I am going to take hold of it and make it work. And I'll tell you, a week later, she called me with Care Bars. So I was like, I know what I had prayed in my quiet time, so I knew this would be something I needed to do. So once I started working the business along with my practice, this is my why. I work smarter, not harder, and I needed another stream of income. We insure our homes, we insure our lives, we insure our cars. Hopefully we do. So I saw this as an opportunity to insure the money that I make as a physician. And I needed a passive income. For every patient I see, that's active income. If I don't see patients, I don't generate revenue. And with Care Bars, of course, you should, one of the things that I've learned, if your mouth is closed, your business is closed. So you have to be out there sharing the information with people, number one. And number two, you building your business by other people doing the same thing that you're doing. So that's passive income. I wanted to make money while I'm sleeping because every day I'm out there. Oh, let me tell you this. People don't come to me into my office. I'm old school. I'm a visiting physician. So I'm out there beating the streets, knocking on doors, seeing patients. So that's not only taxing mentally, but it's taxing physically because we actually bring the doctor's office to the people's homes. So when I heard about Care Bars and what was going on globally, I mean, everything that I started 2 years ago in Care Bars, everything that we have learned from the financial IQ calls, from our own studies and research about what's going on globally 2 years ago, it is manifesting right now. So those of you that are on this call, under the sound of my voice, if nothing else, you need to start accumulating gold right now. Things happen in cycles. In the United States, it's been shown that we have a recession almost every decade, and we're approaching another end of another decade. So we're in deflation right now. Gold is at an all-time low, so you need to accumulate as much as you can right now. So for me as a medical doctor in my profession, Care Bars for me is securing the money that I'm making. And what I have done in my business, I have proposed it to my team, to my employees or my contractors. I said, if you don't want to do the business, how about this? Just open up a free account and I will take out the money for the goal that you want to save out of your check before you even get it. And one lady was like, yay, because you don't miss what you don't see. So at the end of the day, you can be very creative with this. You can make this work for friends, family, entrepreneurs if you have a business, because I have come to the conclusion, guys, when I retire, probably when you're retired, probably there will not be any Social Security. So what are you going to have for your retirement? The market is very, very crazy. From 07 and 08, no one has regained what they have lost. And the way the global economy is going right now, we probably will not have Social Security. So Care Bars provides that platform for long-term wealth. And a wise man is leaving an inheritance for his children's children. So my why is to make sure that my children have something and that I have something to maintain the lifestyle that I want to have after I go to that next phase of life, what you call evolving to the next phase of life. I don't want to call it retirement, but when I do, I want to be able to maintain the lifestyle that I have.
Absolutely. Wow. Dr. Grace, that was so phenomenal. Did I hear you say that you have given people an opportunity to absolutely acquire gold before they get their check?
Yes. And it came to me because in my office, I don't offer them 401ks. I mean, what for? I mean, the market is not doing well. So in order for, what am I going to be matching them with? To be honest with you. So in my quiet time, I was like, what can I do to make sure that my employees or the people that are connected to me and working with me can secure their currency that they're working for and have something to retire on. So I propose that if they don't do the business, one young lady said that she's gonna get a package. But what I'm gonna do for her is when she's ready to do that, I'm gonna take it out of her pay before she even gets her check, and she's agreeable to that. Another lady is saying she's already in the business, but she has not been diligent in her savings. So I said, well, let me help you out. Once you get your check, I'll just take the money out and we will just save your goal, exchange out the currency, from your check to save your goal. And she was so happy about it. The first thing that she said, you know what? You don't miss what you don't see. So she's excited about that. And I'm excited too.
Wow, that is so phenomenal. People, this is what Karatbars is all about, helping people. And I mean, really helping them. Imagine what's going to happen in about 6 months to a year to 2 years, when their goal continues to stack up. And my goodness, they realize, wow, we really have true wealth and true freedom. Dr. Grace, that is phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen around the world, let Dr. Grace know how much you love her. Go ahead and type it in the chat bar. And also, let's not forget about Willie, and Sherry Brown. Go ahead and let everybody know you love them. And you know what? We're going to keep this thing moving. Thank you so much, Dr. Grace. That is so phenomenal. Man, I wish I worked for you. Shoot, I'd be stacking gold out of, yes, I love it. This is so awesome. 90 Days to Freedom. We're running hard and we're running strong and we're running big right now, ladies and gentlemen. Right now. You know how the timpani rolls right now is the main event. No. I want to bring it to our good person. Oh my God, a woman in her own right. I'm changing her name. I'm changing her name to Don $1 Million Cash Gold, baby. She's on with us and she is ready to burn this thing out. Let's go.
Can you guys hear me?
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. We hear you.
Okay, I know you guys can see me. Well, thank you guys. Such a phenomenal team here with Karatbars. I'm so pumped up. I'm fired up about 90 Days to Freedom. As you guys can see, I have my son here with me. And the one thing we did not talk about tonight so far for the listeners, for the guests who are on the line, is why we need gold. Why is having gold so important, guys? We know that we're helping people save gold. There's options. This company has done a phenomenal job of reaching the masses and helping people who would not be able to be in a position to get their hands on gold, which is real money. Now we're helping them do that. But here's the reality, guys. Things are changing. The change is not coming. The change is here. So I want you guys to understand that when we say save you some gold, open up a free gold account, you have to understand what is taking place and why we're so passionate about it. Guys, all around the world, if you look at the economy, things that you are buying, things that you are purchasing in your household, even groceries for your family, guys, guess what? It's taking you a lot more of the US dollars to buy the same items that you used to purchase a year ago, 6 months ago. Guys, I talk about how I go to the grocery store, and at one point in time, we used to get a whole cart full of food for about $125. Things have changed drastically, and because we're not really paying attention, all we know is that we're living check to check. Our money isn't stretching, but what we're not understanding is inflation. Inflation is taking our money, taking up out of our pockets. So even when we go grocery shopping, guys, guess what? We're not coming home with as many bags. For $200, you're not getting a whole lot of food. So what is taking place that our money is shrinking in power? So when you hear them say that gold would help protect your finances, gold would help with your purchasing power, gold would help you with your retirement, I want you guys to understand this. Gold is money. We're not talking about jewelry. We're not talking about watches or earrings. I know when I first heard about it, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was jewelry, high quality jewelry. But guys, we're talking about the gold that is recognized by banks and governments all over the world. And this is the gold that we use to settle debt. So why is it so important right now that you begin to go ahead and open up that gold account and buy low and stack high? Why is it so important that you get your hands on gold? Because we all know that gold is real money. Well, I'll tell you, everybody else is already getting in position. The people who are in the know right now, who understand the shift has already begun to take place, guess what? They're already storing up gold, guys. The country China, Russia, all the power countries, guess what they're doing? They're storing and stacking and hoarding gold. You know, hint, hint, clue, clue. They always say success leaves clues. So if you were on a plane, and I got this from one of my accountability partners who's probably on the line right now, Ms. Ontario Smalls. If you were on an airplane, ladies and gentlemen, sitting in your seat, and all of a sudden you see, right? Oh, you see that Carabar pin right there? Y'all see that? Okay, I'll make sure we can see that. Listen, you see the pilot run past you with a parachute. What would you do? Would you sit there and scratch your head saying, wow, I wonder where he's going? Hint, hint, clue, clue. If the pilot has aborted the plane, run into the back of the plane with a parachute, don't you think that's like an indication that something is going on? Okay, well, let me tell you what the wealthy people are doing right now, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, the wealthy people are buying as much gold as possible. Right now, wealthy people are taking every single extra penny that they have. They're not wasting their money. They're not splurging. Now is not the time to be balling out of control. Trust me, wealthy people are golding out of control. Got gold? Absolutely. So at the end of the day, right now, wealthy people have a gold addiction. Why? Because they realize he who have the gold is going to rule. And if you do not have any gold, guys, guess what? You are going to be a part of the people who are going to be caught in a recession once again. So it's important that we understand, yes, this is a phenomenal program. Yes, we're in a position where we can finally operate like the wealthy, even at a small increment of 1 gram. Wait a minute, now even 0.1 gram, you can be in a position right now where you can start storing and saving up this gold, meaning it's affordable to everyone. You don't have to be a Donald Trump or a Robert Kiyosaki or a Sean Diddy Cohn. You don't have to be a Dr. Jewel Tanker who earned $2 million in her last business. You can be a single mom walking down the street, pushing a stroller with 3 kids, working at McDonald's or Walmart, and we can show you. We can show you how to protect your family because we already know. Here's what's taking place, ladies and gentlemen. There's another wealth transfer that's getting ready to take place. When I say wealth transfer, some of you guys may know it as a recession, okay? There's another recession getting ready to come down the pipeline. And I want you guys to think about this. During the last recession, 2008, 2009, the housing market crashed, Wall Street crashed, banks shut down, cities was going bankrupt. The state of California was almost going bankrupt. Guys, the middle class was wiped out. It was terrible. But guess what? There were some people who were prepared during that last recession. There were some people who made a ton of money during that last recession. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? You want to make sure that during this next, AKA, quote unquote, y'all see my fingers, recession, which is really a wealth transfer, you want to make sure that you and your family are in a position to do just that. Let me tell you something. Right here, you guys can see this is my baby, my little 15-year-old son. And me and him had a conversation the other day, right? And so he said to me, Mom, I'm trying to make $1 million. I said, well, how you going to do that? He said, I'm probably going to hit the lottery. Told him his chances of hitting the lottery and getting $1 million was probably 1 in a million, right? So look what he said. He said, well, what do you think I can do? I said, you could do carrot bars. He said, you can make $1 million doing Karatbars? I said, there are people in Karatbars right now who have earned over $1 million. And we're not just talking about income. But it was interesting to me. It was interesting to me to see his response. So you want to share with them your plan, your game plan, what you told me, you know, some of the things you're going to help me do so we can make millions of dollars and create a legacy for our family with Karatbars?
I'm going to recruit people.
You're going to do what?
Get hustlers, recruit people, go-getters, all them. We're going to all work together.
Who was the first person you told me I need to go talk to?
Mr. Rohan.
Who's Mr. Rohan? They looking.
Social studies teacher from 8th grade.
Why do you think he'd be a good person to talk to about Karatbars?
Because he's serious about gold, you know. He want to do better. He realized the economy is changing. We need him.
We need him on our team, huh? Okay, so if y'all know who Mr. Rohan is, I need y'all not to go talk to him so me and my son can connect to him. But also when we talked about, you know, how Karatbars can help us get the money and live the lifestyle that you know that you want to live when you become an adult and when you grow up. We talked about Mr. Rohan, but then you also shared something with me. You was like, well, Mom, you know what? I think we might have to, you said some people might not understand gold. What do you think our first approach should be for the people that we want to talk to about Karatbars? You know, you was like, some people may not understand when you just say, hey, you need to save gold. They might not understand that. Remember you told me that?
Yeah.
And then what you said, we probably should do what? Let them see, watch, film.
Oh yeah, watch the video. Watch the video.
Let them watch the video, yeah. Right? So then they can get a better understanding
of the business. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They can know how the business go, how it flows, how it works, what they got to do, so they can save gold. Have a garage full of gold.
Have a garage full of gold. All right. Well, that's my baby, guys. And I'll be honest with you. This is why it's important that we take action now, because realistically, Karatbars will give you the opportunity to create a legacy, build a legacy. You know, a lot of times we spend so much money on other things. We spend so much time, wasting time at our jobs. And, you know, we just don't understand it at the end of the day. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, what are we building for the next generation? We all know a wise man leaves a legacy or inherited for their children's children. So not only do I have to save this gold with Karatbars International to protect myself, I have to protect my why, and then I have to protect his why and keep this thing going. So I'm so excited that we have something like Karatbars. For one, the program is extremely practical, you know, meaning it's an easy 1, 2, 3 system. You heard Woody talk about it at the beginning of the call. All we do is take one form of money and convert it into another. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. If you was to hand me a $1 bill and I hand you 4 quarters, did you purchase anything? No. Did I sell you anything? No. What did we do? You gave me a $1 bill. In return, I gave you 4 quarters. All we did was exchange your paper $1 bill for 4 pieces of metal, 4 coins, right? So in Karatbars, I want you guys to really wrap your mind around the process. It's that simple. That's all we do. We take one form of money, we exchange it for another, we share it with other people, and the company reward us and give us commissions for sharing it with other people, which right now, guys, it's time for us to get out front and in charge, because this is not just a business where it's business as usual. This is a movement. So I want you guys to understand we're pumped up about 90 days, because the next 90 days can absolutely change your life if you take action now, if you make a decision to protect your family, your household, your finances, and your future, and simply share with other people. Why wouldn't you? You know, this is a no-brainer of the century, guys. And now you talk about we got our own money. Ladies and gentlemen, them cash gold dollars. Who, you want to go upstairs to my room? Get those $2. They right in front of my TV. I just want to show real quick. My son is so fast. No, my Karatbar dollars. They right there in front of the TV. Go look on my dresser. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys seen that movie Coming to America, when Mr. McDowell's realized who Prince Akeem really was. And he was telling the other gentleman, you and your family got to get out of here. And his daughter was trying to figure out why was her father so excited about Prince Akeem, you know? And when her father was able to talk to her, he said, baby, when I tell you The boy got his own money. He pulled it out, and the boy had his own money, meaning he had money with what? His picture on it. So guys, guess what? When I tell you Karatbars International, we got our own money. We got our own money. And guess what's right there in the center of it, guys? Gold. We got our own money. You talk about a one world currency. See, when you show people this, they can relate. And the reason they can relate to this right here is because at the end of the day, this is what we're used to seeing, paper money. If you look at this money, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? It looked just like foreign currency. This looked just like the pound. This is so familiar to people who travel in and out of the country. So I had one gentleman share with me. He said one of his friends asked him, "Is that monopoly money?" I said, "See, when you deal with people who are not in that top 1%, or if you're dealing with individuals who do not leave the country and have not witnessed or had the opportunity to look at foreign currencies, guys, they don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. They don't understand it. But one thing that they know is that this is familiar because this remind them of what they've been told was money all their life. And when we had money transferred to paper back in the 30s here in America, guys, guess what? It actually had gold on it at the beginning. You see that little glimmer? Let me see that. Y'all see the little glimmer in the middle? Yeah, that's 0.1 gram of gold, guys. Guess what? Back in the day, our money, even here in the US, it had gold on it. That's the only way you can tell if it was valuable or not. So this is a game changer, guys, and I need you guys to understand it. Now, when I give this to someone, it's no longer paper. It's no longer paper. Why? Because it's gold on it. It has an asset in the money. When I tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen, that they got their own money at Karatbars International, ladies and gentlemen, they got their own money. So you want to get involved right now, get back with the person, say, listen, for the next 90 days, I want to put my head down. I want to tie up my shoes. I want to get ready to run. I want to make some things happen. I want to have a conversation with my family and let them know right now it's time for us to take action, guys. It's not just about us. It's about them. It's about these guys. It's about that next level, that next generation. It's about our family, our kids, our children, our grandchildren. More importantly, guys, it's about protecting your address, because that's the most important economy in the planet. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for coming out. This is Dawn $1 Million Wilson, and I approve this message. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good night. Mr. Roger Williams, back to you, buddy.
Woo, Dawn $1 Million Cash Gold Wilson. Hey, thank you for giving me that cash gold, y'all. Woo, I got my own money. What? I got my what?
His own money.
What?
Yes, indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we say you can have your own money, you can have your own money. This company has given everybody the opportunity to live free, to be free, and to create generational wealth. Look at Dawn $1 Million Cash Gold Wilson. Look at Sherry Brown. Look at many others. Over 400,000 people around the planet, 120 countries and growing. We are going to continue to do what needs to happen to positively impact the lives of everyone on this planet, because we have a logical, legitimate business strategy that is applicable for everyone that will take a look to change their mind and to present a simple action and task to help their own economy, which is the one in their own household, to be free.
Come on now.
Woo! Oh my God, Dawn $1 Million Wilson. Everybody show your love for Dawn $1 Million Cash Gold Wilson. Y'all say it like that. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, we are on a 90-day run to freedom. And let me tell you, you can be free if you want to be. Oh, I'm going to make a song. Mr. Michael Delco, let's go ahead and record that song. You can be free if you want to be. I like that. I like that. You like that? Well, hey, this is 90 Days to Freedom, and you can join us every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell the school teacher, but don't touch the school teacher that Dawn $1 Million Cash Gold Wilson is going to go after. But tell everybody about this great thing that you have in your hands, because let me tell you, it's changing lives every day. On behalf of Wealth Builders Worldwide, all over the world, and the wonderful, absolutely phenomenal Dr. China Bethley and everyone else in our phenomenal team, we bid you a golden and your own cash money life.
All right now.
Let's make some history tonight. The child inside is wild. Let's make this moment come to life. The time is on our side. Don't know what's up ahead, it's only high and low. Picture it in your head, nothing's impossible. We're gonna make it now, we're gonna leave our mark. Let's take a shot in the dark. Ready, set, go! For gold, chasing every heartbeat, we can feel it starting. Ready, set, go! For gold, chase it till we own it, living in the moment. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Even if we fall and make mistakes, we live, we learn, we change. Gotta keep on going every day, and it will be worth the wait. Don't know what's up ahead, it's only high and low. Picture it in your head, nothing's impossible. We're gonna make it now, we're gonna leave our mark. Let's take a shot in the dark. Ready, set, go! For gold, chasing every heartbeat, we can feel it starting. Ready, set, go! For gold, chase it till we own it, living in the moment. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go! For gold, chasing every heartbeat, we can feel it starting. Ready, set, go! For gold, chase it till we own it, living in the moment. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go for gold tonight. Ready, set, go for gold tonight.